Black excellence to me is just it. To me, it deals with spirit and soul. You know what I'm saying? It deals with like, you know, being able to exhaust, honestly. Sometimes the honesty is a little rough, but it's unapologetic, and it's something that you definitely feel. I think that is the centerpiece to me, to Black excellence, because, for the 20th century and surely probably into this century, a lot has been put on the value of man's mind, and the many achievements or inventions that man has done through study, through mental investigation, if you would, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot to be said about spirit, some things that you just can't define, that an equation won't have an answer for, that your intelligence will hit an eventual ceiling, and then you have to rely on your true instinct and your true spin, and on your spirit and on your intuition and your feeling. And I think intuition, spirit, and feeling is something that Black people thrive on. That's why we've survived here for so long, because of those things that are a lot of times they're intangible, something you can't really define or put words to, but it's a feeling. It's about faith. And I think that those things are like the nucleus of Black excellence.
You've seen the glitz, you've seen the glam, but do you understand the grind? You've seen the glitz, you've seen the glam, but do you understand the grind? Do you understand our story? Why we started? Why we keep going? Well, tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. with your host, Kaiesha Small. On this week's episode, we have the amazing Kaiesha Small. We will be talking about life, business, and God. So get your snacks, sit back and relax, and kick it with us as we keep it real with you on Black People Rock.
Hey everybody, I am so sorry. We had to start Black People Rock Live series over. It was just showing me and Kai. We was just in the room talking, and I guess we was prepping for the final, for the real thing. I am just so excited to be back doing Black People Rock Live series. It's been a long time since we have done this. Like I said in the intro, you have seen the glitz, you've seen the glam, but do you know our story? Do you know why we started, why we keep going, the grind, the hustle, just everything, the behind the scenes? We're mothers, we're fathers, brothers, sisters, daughters, cousins, aunts, and we're business owners, but we do all of that. We wear so many hats, but do you know the things that we've been through, and do you know our story? So I think I said that at Black People Rock. You don't know who you sit next to, you don't know their story, but I am so glad that God gave me this opportunity. He said, I don't want you to just do Black People Rock honors, but I want you to tell their story. Let them come on a show and you give them a platform to so people can understand who they are and where they came from. So I'm just so excited about this. We did actually start at 8 o'clock. I was actually on time, but we had to start over. I was getting a couple of messages and people couldn't get in, but I am excited that we were able to start over, and I'm glad that you are tuned in. So I'm gonna bring in my girl Kai. Hey, boo.
Hi.
Part two.
Part two. Part two.
Listen, we were prepping, we were getting it ready for the
It was
real thing.
good. It was good. It was great.
It was good. It was good. We could have just kept going, but I was like, listen, people, that's why I was like, I'm looking at Kai talk and I'm just, but I'm over here reading inboxes like, where's your show at? Where's your show? And I'm like, oh my God, what do you mean? And I go on my page and it says blocked. Listen, just don't play music videos, don't play nothing because they're gonna block your stuff if you
Yeah.
don't put, I don't own the rights to this music. So listen, I am excited. If you don't know about me, my name is Kaiesha Small. I am the CEO, the owner of Black People Rock Honors. I honor people for their work, achievements, and positive influence in and around the community. And on August 20th, a couple of weeks ago, we had the fifth annual Black People Rock Honors. And we honored some amazing individuals. It was an amazing ceremony. We had a great time. We had the beautiful Kai there, and she was an honoree, and I was so excited to honor her. There she go right there. Doesn't she look amazing? She looks absolutely amazing. And she was at Black People Rock Honors last year. And when I saw her, I didn't even know her like that. But when I saw her, I said, you'll be on that stage next year. And she was on the stage this year. And she worked that dress. Now, where did you get that dress from? Let's shout our girl out.
Yes, I got it from Kathleen, a K-Chic boutique that is located in Fairfield, Connecticut. So yes, I walked across that stage with purpose in that dress. In that dress. So shout out to Kathleen.
Yes, and she said that's K Chic Boutique,
Yes,
and that's in Fairfield, Connecticut. That's right. We shine light on other people other than ourselves. That's
yes,
why I said where you get it from, who gave that dress to you, where you got it from, and we're gonna shout it out. Y'all go check our girl out. She has amazing things
yes,
for you, and I'm so excited. I'm just excited about this interview. I
yes,
haven't done Black People Rock Live series in a while. And just, life happens and then you just start doing other things.
yes,
And I'm just excited that God has given me the clearance and He put me back on my assignment. So I'm just very, very, very excited to be doing Black People Rock Live series again and to be telling y'all story. You guys have a story, and I just want it to be heard. So let's jump into it, my sister. Let's
yes,
jump into it. Kaiesha.
yes,
Kaiesha, right?
yes.
Who is Kaiesha Small?
Kaisha, I always say my history. So I was born in Jamaica, but I was raised here. So I came to America at when I was 4 years old. So, people who say, oh, girl, you're not Jamaican. But you'll know when I switch up, you hear my voice. But I represent my country. I love my country and I love who I am, right? So that is just the birth of my nation and just the culture. I love my culture. And I grew up in Stamford and Norwalk. And through that journey, I, at the age of 30, if I could tell the younger Kai, I would say it's not what you are, it's who you're becoming. And from the age of 4 all the way to current, I'll be 33 this year. I can say, yes, it's who I'm becoming. And throughout the process, I am just my journey as being a daughter, a sister, um, a wife, and a mother. So that's who I am. But also importantly, I've asked God at a young age to share, God, why am I here? Right? And that was at the age of 6 years old. Why was I born? Because we all have our story. And with that, you're labeled and there's people put an identity on you. And that led me to ask that question. And growing up in the church, right? And as a At the age of 11, Tashea, was the first time a pastor ever said to me, God said, you kept on asking God, why are you here? And I'm like, who is this person? Like, that was my first time being exposed to that, where someone can really speak to God, right? And he says, you're here for a reason. You're going to be helping others. And to Shay, if I can be honest, I ran with that. I'm going to be helping others. And as I got a little older in high school preparing, my mindset was, girl, you either going to be a lawyer or a social worker, because that doesn't feel you're going to be helping others. And I thank God for my relationship that I developed in my 20s, because it's not too late. But it was at 16 years old when someone else said the same thing again, like, you are here for a reason. There's a purpose. And I can't go back and change time, and looked more deeper into that, because God knows what we think about or things that we're going to say before we do. But I stand true to, it's not what you are, it's who you're becoming. And that started my journey to Shaya.
Yeah, that's so amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's not who you are, it's who you're becoming.
Yes.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And I know that you're a mom. I know that you're a wife, and you're a woman of God as well. But I also know that you are a business owner.
Yes.
Tell us about your business and what inspired it.
Business. So, we talked about this, and it's just the journey. Let's go back to 21, where I stopped at, where I said I formed a relationship with God, where I grew up in church, but at 21 is when I said I'm going to have a relationship. And looking back at the Facebook memory, I didn't realize I started having that business mindset at that early age, right? At the age of 18, my senior year in high school, I had an entrepreneurship class. And if anyone to say Kai, who they knew Kai back then, they were like, you know what? Kai is a go-getter. Whatever she puts her mind to it, my mom always says that she's going to get it done. And I took an entrepreneurship class my senior year in high school, and I fell in love, right? I did the strategies and I did everything. And I was able to present it, and I was selected to present it to two CEOs, actually. And
Wow.
behind that was confidence. I was going to create a one-stop shop for hair salon, nail salon, and beauty supply store, right? And the persuasion, just convincing the CEOs, they're like, wow, this is good. And I believe I came in second or third place. There was a bakery. Someone invented a bakery. Like, listen, I love fruit desserts too, so I probably would have selected them as first place. But that right there really inspired me, because I was at City Hall selling these things that I purchased as a vendor in New York, right? And the things that I had, I came home with nothing to share. So with that mindset, I said, if I can do this, I could do anything else. So the seed started at 18, but then I revisited at 21. And at 21, I became a mother, right? And because I had that business mindset, there was a lot of voices in my ear saying, well, it's either one or the other. You can't do both. But I said, no, you can't tell me I cannot do both, right? So I started trying to do things prematurely and just researching, but at the same time, researching, I have so many journals from 2011 to 2013 and on, writing notes, and I told you I want to be a lawyer. So I did like the intellectual property. If you go back at my Facebook memory, I'm like, yeah, I talked about intellectual property a lot, because I was preparing myself for business. And I said, no, I want to do something for mothers and business, because I didn't have that support at that time, or I didn't see that, right? And where I am currently in 2022, earlier on, it really prepared me for my journey currently, because prematurely, like I said, I started to try and do certain businesses. But one thing that always flourished, I started in my church, was celebrating mothers on Mother's Day, right? And honoring them. And I'm so grateful for my church for believing me and allowing me to do that, because that brought me so much joy. And to share, it wasn't until 2019, 2020, God said, the beginning of 2020, I had a dream. He said, the time is now. And the business that he gave me was sow your seeds, sow, right? It was sow, and mom table talk. Those were the
Wow.
two that he specifically, clearly said, the time is now. I have all this journal written with things and ideas, but it wasn't until 2020 he said, you got this. The time is now. Clearly. And I woke up and I'm like, whoa, right? And it didn't just stop there, because those who knew me, I started in 2013 as building my personal brand, Kai Speaks, right? Encouragement, speaking. I started off as motivational speaker, but because he really specified in detail those so and mom table talk, I was like, all right. And I thank God, because he confirmed even more, aligning me with people that was going to help me. And that one person believed in me so much. And I'm like, wow, the I talk about the right timing, right? And I had a business coach, and everything just went. And when I say I don't think I'll have another business coach, because God plants the ideas to her. And I'm like, did you just read my journal? Did you just have the conversation that I had with God? And that's how I know purpose is behind those two business, Tashaya. And that's why, if there anything ever delayed, it's not denied, because God has already approved it.
Okay.
Right? So anyone can try and stop it, but because it is God led and it's in God's control, whatever happens in both, there is fruit from that. The seeds, right? So that's what has inspired me. God is inspiring me. God is doing that. God is making things happening for those two, right? So I can't say, God, I don't know where this is going. I don't know. But I said, God, I thank you. Whatever ideas that you are planting, let it happen. It is in your will, right? And from 2020 to Shea, he gave me, I have to be diligent and disciplined, because as a business owner or as a startup entrepreneur, when you feel like you can't do it anymore, you don't have the motivation, I started to say, you have to have discipline. And God confirmed that to me. I have to have discipline and be diligent. And I delivered that, and I passed that on to my business coach. And I said, this is what God is telling me, right? And we kept it going. And no matter what, I pray for those both business. Mom Table Talk, I'm grateful for the members who started with me, because we pray in and we pray out. Mom Table Talk is for supporting mothers in business, right? And the mission is providing support professionally and personally by providing a mutual aid and a safe space so that they can discuss, we can talk about the challenges and the balances of motherhood and business. And Sow Your Seeds Parenting, I'm a parenting consultant with the city of Bridgeport, where I go and I speak to caregivers, not only mothers, but caregivers that consist of mothers, fathers, grandparents. And
Wow.
I've started that, and I'm actually going into for the fall for another curriculum with a different school. So I started at Caesar Battaglia, at Beersley. And when I say things are happening, things are happening. And the curriculum and people are just wanting more. I said, I'm ready. And I said, God, just keep on pouring into me so I can pour into others. And that's what's inspiring me.
Absolutely. I love what you said about when God is in it, no one can stop it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when it's purpose and He orchestrated it, no one can get in the way of it. You know, only person that can get in the way of what God orchestrated is you.
Right.
So that, you know, when people say, "Oh, don't tell nobody this, don't do this," no, 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 no. Nobody can stop what God has already ordained over your life. Only person that can jeopardize it is you.
Right.
um, once God says it, once God puts you on an assignment, once God says go for it and be obedient to His word, guess what? He is going to give you the tools to do it. He's going to make sure that it happens. Can't nobody get in the way. Can't nobody speak against it. And if they do try to speak against it, we're going to bind it in the name of Jesus. And we're going to keep on going so that God can continue to bless what it is that He put out there for you. So I love that you said that once God does it, ain't can't nobody do nothing with it. Um, I'm just so excited about that. I love the mom table talk, and I saw when you started doing it, and you were doing it at Kaiesha Boutique, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I saw when you started it, I thought it was truly amazing, bringing mothers together in business. And that is so dope. Sometimes we need that outlet. We
Mm-hmm.
need to talk to other entrepreneurs that are doing the same thing as us. And, you know, like, how are you doing it? And, you know, how are you getting through this? And how are you juggling being a mother? How are you juggling being a wife? Or how are you juggling just being everything and working and having a business? Because some people still have a 9 to 5 job and some people still run a business. Me too. So, you know, it's a lot that goes in it. And if you can have that support system and you can have your other sister pushing you and holding you accountable, that is truly amazing. And I love that you have that platform and that outlet for other people. Yes, somebody said it's very difficult. It is difficult. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, and that, you know, that brings on my next question. You know, was there a time that you wanted to throw in the towel? Because I know, as a mom, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, as a 9 to 5, was there, you know, a time that you just felt like, you know what, this is just too much? You know, what have you ever felt that way?
I did feel that way, Kashaya, and that was when I had in 2016 and 2017, right? Starting, and I tell you that I had journals and I'm just writing in the process. And I, as a business owner or as an entrepreneur, as things that's in your life, when you suffer from certain battles, right? And you overthinker, self-doubt, and you're focusing, but those things creep in and that interferes and turns and really dive right in and stop the process. Operation closed, right? And
Yeah.
2016, I battled with that. And because I battled with that, I questioned God. And I threw that towel in. And I said, God, we are not talking. I'm not talking to you anymore. I stopped listening to all the preachers that are on the platform. I stopped going to church. I literally, Tashaya, threw the towel in because I said to myself, I'm here for a reason. What is happening? You know, why am I going through certain things? I'm always the encourager. There was that stop. And throughout that process, I thank God, although I said, God, I'm done with you, I'm done with everything, He sent people to me to cover me, to pray for me, and saying, Kai, I know you're not speaking or I haven't seen you a while, but I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
And I threw that towel into Shea. And I was saying earlier, that towel came right back up, soaked with renewing of the mind, with restoration, right? And my husband at the time saying, Kai, this is not you. You saying there's no God in your life. That is not you because that's part of who you are, right? Where he had to start praying for me. Or my spiritual mother, I thank God for my spiritual mother, the covering, right? And because of that soapness of that towel, God said,
Wow.
no, I'm going to purify you. I'm going to wring that out, give it back to you, right? That wholeness. And it's just not that physical towel, but it was that spiritual towel, Tashaya. Though that towel needed to help wipe my tears. That towel needed to help me in saying, get back. I'm going to cover you, right? And you can look at that towel, whether it's your hand towel, your washcloth, your towel that you wrap around your body. But guess what? At that time, when I got that towel back, it was a towel that needed to be wrapped around my body so that I could be comforted. And once I got that comfort, from that on, 2017 afterwards, it was a battle, but it stopped at 2019. That's when the journey of me being committed. And from 2019 even to 2022, 2022 is the breakthrough for me, the breakthrough, the deliverance. And I say, God, I thank you for your grace. So although we may throw our towel in, if that towel is meant to come back to you, that spiritual towel, right? Because there is substance in that towel, we just have to be aware that God is not through with us.
That's
God
it.
is
I
not
was
through with us.
because you said you were through with God, but God
Right.
wasn't through with you.
And God was not through with me. And it's so, and I thank God every day this year because recently my pastor said in this his sermon last week, and he referenced to Job, he said, you got to go through to get to. And I said, my God, yes. Yes, because I had to start thinking like Job, even this year. It's like anything can be stripped away from you as a mother, as a donor, right? But how do we lay before God? And God will bless us. And that's where I've been committed now.
Yeah,
I'm committed.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff right there. Listen, I know there was times where I was looking for God and I was like, let this happen to me. I don't understand. What are you doing? What are you trying to do in my life right now? You taking this away from me. I'm going through this and you got me having a baby. I'm not you got me having a baby because I didn't did that on my own. But I'm having a baby and I don't want to do this and you take that person away from me and now I got to deal with this and all the foolishness that come with that. And I'm like, God, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to do Black People Rock no more. You can have that. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I didn't want to do life anymore. And I remember I sat in the corner and I wanted to just give it all away. And I just didn't want to deal with life anymore. And God was like, now when you're done crying and you stop all that foolishness, you know who I called you to be. And you have to go through some things to get to where I am taking you. If I would have showed you all of this and everything that was going to happen, you would have never you would have backed out a long time ago, but I needed to take you through this journey.
Right.
I had to take you through. I had to take some people away from you. I had to strip you of some things. You had to lose everything, but get it restored all back. And when I say I lost everything, I lost everything. And but God has restored it. God has been right there for me and by my side. He's brought some joy back into my life with my son. And it's just been an amazing journey. He moved me from one side of town to the other side of town. And, I was trying to figure out what was he doing in the midst of it. And I was just like, this is just way too much, God. Like, I'm done with this. And like you said, I threw that towel in, but he threw it back. And he said, all right, now put your big girl drawers on. And I need you to get in this and wipe them tears, stop crying because you know who I am. You know I've never left you. You know I won't leave you. But there are some things that you got to go through. There are some beatings that we have to take. There are some things that God has to do in our life just so that He can make us better, so that He can, love on us and He can show us some things and He can show us some things about ourselves that we don't like, that He doesn't like, and that we thought was okay and it wasn't okay. And
Right.
God said, I got you though. You're my daughter. And God doesn't leave us. He's never left us.
No.
So We be done with a lot of things, but I thank God for not being done with me. I thank God for loving on me and keeping me in grace. Like you said, the grace over
Yeah.
our life. He gives us grace. And sometimes we don't give a lot of people grace.
Mm-mm.
We don't give the people grace,
We
but God
don't.
gives us grace. Like how dare us,
Right.
not give people grace to make mistakes and do things, but we ask for forgiveness every single day because you should.
Mhm.
Every day I wake up and every day I go to sleep, I said, Lord, forgive me for anything I said, done, or thought that was not like you and according to your will.
Right.
So, there are people that messed up and we be hard on the people because I know I
Mhm.
could be hard on people. And God's like, yeah, but I can forgive you every single time. So I need you to start forgiving. You may not have to let everybody back into your life. You
Yeah.
may you may move a different way, but you have to forgive because God forgives us daily. And I'm just learning that. So that towel, that's a big question I always ask because I know at some point in time in life, everyone has wanted to throw in that towel and everyone has wanted to just give up and just say,
Mhm.
you know what, Lord, forget this. You can have this. But God is so good and he don't play about his children.
No.
So we got to continue to do what we're supposed to do. And I'm just so grateful and I'm
Yeah.
so thankful for that.
You know
Oh
what,
man.
Tashaya, too? You know what, Tashaya? When we do that, and after that question, it's like we gotta say, God, forgive me for throwing that towel in.
Yes.
And we gotta forgive ourselves too. We give grace to others. We have to be able to give grace to ourselves so that we know how to genuinely give grace to others. Right?
Yeah.
So forgive me for
Mm,
during that process. Like
yeah.
he forgives you, but we have to speak it and say, God, forgive me. Like
Yeah.
I forgive myself. Right?
hmm For
So yeah.
even thinking that way, for saying things. Just even sometimes it's our thought process. Sometimes we be thinking things that ain't don't have God even in it. We doubt ourselves. We
Hmm.
go through certain situations and we just let doubt creep in and we let negativity creep in. And it's like, wait a minute. You spoke that thing over yourself. You planted that. You need, like you said, you need to ask for forgiveness for that
Right.
because you spoke those things. Now that's not God because God is about restoration, grace, and everything. So all those things that you're speaking over your life and you being negative and you feeling some type of way, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, you just, I can't. You done put yourself in a whole frenzy, and God already took care of it. He already
Already.
did it.
And
He
we
already
no
he did it.
longer.
He did it way before we even knew he did it.
Yes. Yeah.
And
So
he
we
did,
just
he
gotta
did it
be
all back.
encouraged. We gotta
Absolutely.
be encouraged. We gotta be encouraged to not operate in that because God commands us. It's in the scripture. And then, when we read the word, but then we read it
Mhm.
again, and you have to read it again, like we missed this word. He says, I command you to be strong and brave. And you said earlier, says, I will never leave you. Don't be afraid. So he's
Absolutely.
commanding us to do, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
my God, I command you to be strong and brave. And that is for
Yeah.
those who are listening or tuning in, that we have to know that God has given us that authority, right? He has commanded that. That's an instruction. Like, I command you
Yeah.
to be strong and brave. Don't be afraid. I will never leave you. When you're trying to throw the towel in, just know it's your strength. Just be brave. God will
Yeah.
never leave you.
Never leaving. My
Yeah.
goodness, that's good. That's good. And I don't even have to ask the next question. What did we learn during those difficult times? Because you kind of covered that. You covered that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so amazing, and I love how you put that.
Hmm.
Um, do you ever feel like you ever had to compromise or adjust your settings?
Um, I felt there was a time where I felt like I had to compromise. Um, I believe with my faith. I don't know. Are you was it in my business or just like overall? Do you mean like I felt like I had to compromise?
Have you ever felt like even on both ends, on both ends. Any scenario is, because I know sometimes when we serve who we serve, who is
Mm-hmm.
God, and He's the head of
Mm-hmm.
our life. Sometimes I think that when people we do business, sometimes people don't look at it as ministry the way we look at it
Mm-hmm.
because they're so used to a certain standard in the church. People feel like ministry is ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And ministry is holding the mic and preaching, or ministry is on the praise team, ministry is singing in the choir, ministry can be ushering, or ministry, they feel like ministry is in four walls,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I don't think that that's all. I think that God gives us all types of ministry.
Right.
So sometimes when we start off our business or we start off doing something that God has called us to do, and it's not what people are familiar with,
Yes.
they have judgmental. So, do you ever feel like you had to compromise your walk or your business, like one foot in the world, one foot in the church, like, have
Mm-hmm.
you ever felt like that because you wanted to adjust your setting to please this set of people and please this set of people? Like, do you ever feel like you had to do that?
You know what? Let me, if I can be honest, and those who knew me even in high school and in college, my
Mhm.
walk, I never really spoke of saying that, I love God or like, I'm a Christian. I never highlighted that out. I was always promoting like relationship with God is so important over religion, right? And I didn't talk. I walked the walk, right?
Wow.
But it wasn't perfection. It was, this is my story, this is my testimony, this is my ministry. And I will have a conversation with you and the flow of it will be spiritual. And I'm like, God is just so amazing. It just became natural. And to
Mhm.
share how it just became a part of me was my prayer. And I can tell you, I was 22 and I said to God, I said, God, please let others see the light in me and they know it's you. That
Yeah.
was my prayer. And I was downtown New Haven waiting on the bus to go to I was going to Southern at that time, Southern Connecticut State University, and the bus driver said, "I see the light in you."
Wow.
And he said, "You don't even have to pay for your fare, right?"
Wow.
And I'm like, I prayed that. And I'm like, that just happened, right? So I'm always, even with dance, my ministry has always been shown through action. And if I'm having a conversation with someone says, are you a minister? I was like, no, I'm not a minister, right? But because I talk about, like, it's just when I talk about God, or even say
Mhm.
before saying God, how I speak about my faith, right? My faith walk. I'm a faith taker. You know what I say, a risk taker? I'm a faith taker. So I'm always just saying
Love
about
that.
gratitude and loveness of God. I've
Yeah.
never felt that I had to be in a setting where I had to compromise or adjust, right?
Mm.
I always say, I thank God for this, like, for waking me up this morning. And it's just that, so when they see Kai, it's like, Kai, can you pray for me? Or Kai, that's my spiritual sister, or, that. So I can never think of a time where I had to compromise as an adult, but I can only reflect on when I was in seventh grade, where I
Mhm.
drew a cross 3D, where I was forced to adjust the art of my work because what I strongly believed in was not acceptable for me to have a grade of an A, but I got it as a C. So that was the only experience that I had in my life where I was as a child in seventh grade that this is not acceptable. You have to draw something else. I drew a 3D cross. I'm like, this is legit. This is good, right? And this is math,
Mhm.
but it was not acceptable. But I fought.
Yeah.
I fought for that. I said, I'm not changing this art because this is what I believe in.
Yeah.
And I would say to Shaya, from that moment in seventh grade, I said, nothing is going to stop me from my faith or highlighting. So I think that's why in my adulthood, I can't tell you I've compromised or adjusted because it started when I was in the seventh grade from that experience.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Because I think sometimes we try to please certain audiences, but if the only person you should be trying to please is God,
Hmm.
because at the end, that's the only person that you have to answer to. And
Right.
I understand we want our business to get out there and we want people to know who we are and we want to draw people to us. But if we put God first, He's going to draw who's supposed to be assigned to us, you know? So I do feel like, and I feel like sometimes I did have to compromise. I feel like sometimes I did have to go left when I should have been going right. And I feel like that I've done it so much that God had to just go in and destroy everything and said, until
Hmm.
you serve me, like I am the truth, the way, and the light, until you go my way and do my will, everything that you touch is gonna fail
Hmm.
because you're trying to do things in your own will and you're trying to please people and you're trying to, get likes and shares and everything like that. But if you do it my way, I'm going to send the people that's assigned to you in your life anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to
Right.
put you in rooms that you feel like you don't even belong in, but you are supposed to be there. Or maybe other people don't feel you belong in those rooms, but that's where you're supposed to be. I'm going to put you on stages and I'm going to bring you all across this world and they will know who you are. But as long as you put me first and as long as you give me back the glory.
Yeah.
So, there are some times that I did try to compromise and I did try to have one foot in, one foot out. And try to do it this way and that way, but the only way that has worked is by me giving God the glory and putting Him first. So I
Yeah.
think that that's why, if you come to Black People Rock honors and you do anything, you're going to hear about God. You're going to hear me giving God the glory. You're going to hear me, bringing my Mary and God and me. You're going to hear me. You're going to see me giving God that praise because if it wasn't for Him, I don't know where I would be. So that's why, I can't ever compromise my walk ever again for anybody. A
Mm-mm.
lot of people, they tell me, well, you're going to do this, you're going to do that and you're going to be here, you're going to be there, you're going to work with these people. And I'm like, that's all good, and I would love to do that. But I just want to make sure that it's in God's will
Right.
because I can get a contract from this person and I can link up with this person. But if it ain't right and God says no,
It's
will I still do it? Because I see that it's a big opportunity,
mm,
or if God is telling me not right now, that's not for you, and I don't see you doing that, will
right.
I follow what God is saying, or will I do it the opposite and compromise my walk, and then miss God in the midst of it, and then
Mm-hmm.
He take His hands off of me and just let me go
Mm,
for my own?
mm,
Nah, I don't want him to ever take his hands off of me. I don't ever want him to, not extend grace on my behalf.
mm,
No, I need God in everything and I need him in my corner. So yes, I have compromised my walk. I have tried to adjust my settings for people, but never again. Either you rock with it or you don't. And I
mm.
mean, hey, it is what it is. So I commend you for not adjusting. I commend you for knowing who you were at a young age and saying, no, that ain't right. I'm gonna do it this way, which is God's way, and that's amazing. Sis. That's truly amazing.
Thank you. I had to remember that. I'm like, my God, like that happened in seventh grade, but it was just a fight. Like, you asked me who is Kai, right? And Kai, because your son is Kai, is a warrior, right? So that's the
He is.
meaning of her name,
That's my
a
son's middle
warrior.
name.
That's there's many names, the meaning, but Kai, and I've been a warrior ever since. And um, when you talked about having your feet out, right? So when you know that when you've operated not in the will of God, you see that there's nothing coming from it. And sometimes it's okay for us to see, wow, when we adjust our setting, it ain't right. It's not for us. It is the cup. Our cup is always gonna be empty, right? But when we're in the will of God, God is gonna we search and we ask and we see, God, fill my cup, fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different feeling when it's somebody else filling it up, right? Because it's a different feeling. So when you said, yo, Kai, I operated, I compromised. Now you know not to do that again. And you say that, and you have to be that testimony, be like, nah, I can't operate out of the will of God. It's like, I gotta operate in the will of God. He's promised me, right?
Yeah.
So you are that example, and you had to be that example.
Right. Yeah. You know what your name means also. That's my son's middle name, Kai.
That's your son's middle name. Yes.
Mhm.
What does it mean?
Not only does it mean warrior, but it means
Mhm.
rejoice.
My God.
Yes.
My
It
God.
means rejoice.
Kai. And then
Yep.
Kaiesha, you said, what is your full name, right? Because I try to shorten it.
Mhm.
But Kaiesha means alive, she who lives. And
Wow.
once I found out the meaning of my name, we talked about I worked 9 to 5, and I was speaking to my colleague. As soon as we turned on the video, she was like, Kai, you give me life. And I'm like, my God. And I said, that's purpose, right? That's purpose attached to me because it's not about me. And if that is my name, alive, she who lives, that is part of my encouragement to others, right? So when everyone is around me, or if my personality, if I'm down, they're like, Hi, what's wrong? I have to be mindful to make sure I pour life into me, because when I'm in a different setting, I realize that is my ministry, right? I gotta live through and stand in truth of my name.
You don't even listen. I looked up the meaning of that name so many times. You don't even want to know the rest of it because you just spoke what that name means too. Protection and healing.
Mm,
I
come
want you to
on,
go and look up I want you to go look up Kai. It looks up protection and healing, warrior, and rejoice.
my gosh.
You're all of those things. Yes.
Amazing.
Wow, that's so truly amazing. Who and what has inspired you?
Glad that you. And so, what has inspired me? You asked me who inspired me, but what has inspired me to share dance? Dance inspired me at a young age.
Wow.
Um, who know me, and I tell you from age, like in Jamaica, my dad always tell me that people are like, she's too young to be dancing. And he always said, listen, she knows her ABCs, right? She can go and dance in the middle of the street. But dance has been an inspiration to me from that age all the way to current, because as a child, we grew up in that, you only speak when you're asked to be to, you're only asked to speak until you're spoken to, whatever that word is, like, right? Don't speak
Mhm.
until someone else tell you to speak. So I was always
Right.
reserved and quiet. And, but there was confidence in my dance, and it has inspired me so much to build my self-esteem. And
Mm.
I've danced all the way through as part of my journey. And I've danced from hip hop, tap, but what kept me and has been part of my ministry is lyrical and mime. And we talked
Mhm.
about, I threw the towel in. I didn't speak, but I danced my way through, right? Once I started coming back to church again, I danced my way through. I minister to others through dance. when they say, Kai, you inspire me, you've touched me, my dance, when I dance, it's a blessing to me,
Mm.
right? So to this day, I love, if you see my platform, Tashaya, I incorporate dance a little and everything because that's just who I am. But that, and I teach dance as well, not full time, but there are times that someone is telling me, Kai, can you dance? Or I've taught others, but it builds your confidence and it has built me up through the low and the high. So that's what has inspired me.
All right now. All right now. So now you posted the other day that you
Mhm.
sing. Then you saying you dance. I'm gonna be using Kai at Black People Rock. She don't even know. You either
Listen,
gonna be singing or you gonna be on that stage dancing one. I was just like, okay,
listen, no,
we gonna we
dance.
win
I
the
literally I do. When I was in college, I danced for the college access program. I danced my first year. You know the song "Never Would Have Made It" by Marvin Sapp. Yes, I danced. Like I was known for dancing. Like I even got paid to dance. So that I would dance over singing. But I pray daily, God, give me the voice because, like I'm getting my bones are not right, but I was asked to dance this Sunday, so I'm gonna be dancing this Sunday for church. But if you ask me to dance in a quick minute, I will. I'll just have to warm
I,
up and sing.
praise dance and is praise dancing and mime is a part of my background as well.
Yeah.
From like 4 years old, I did praise dancing in my church.
Mhm.
And as I got older, I did mine. So that's something we definitely have in common. I love to dance. When I was young, I taught dance for a little bit, when I did like some summer camps and things like that. And I want to incorporate dancing for Black People Rock. I
Mhm.
want to get some companies to come out and do some dancing and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I love that. I love the dance, and I love art. I love the arts.
Yeah.
Since I was a little girl, I did dancing. Not only did I did dancing, I love to write skits. I love to write plays, and yeah, I did. I put skits and plays together, and I wrote songs and stuff. I can't sing, but I would write, and
Yeah.
I just, I asked God to give that back to me because
Mhm.
one day I really want Black People Rock to be such a full production,
Mhm.
with so many ideas that I have and so many things and people that I want to see on that stage. And from the skits and the plays that I wrote skits and plays about Rosa Parks. I did Christmas stuff and things like that. So what we're doing with Black People Rock, I want to see that definitely come back to life, and asking God to give me that strength to continue to write and do what I used to do. So we got some work to do, sis.
We have so much in common. So we're gonna do the Esther. We're gonna write a skill on Esther.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
We are.
That
We
was
have so much in common. That's amazing. And you know what? You pray about that. And I actually, as you're saying, I see that happening for Black People Rock, like that production, even beginning or, during break, or even at the end, like, wow, it's a whole entire production. I love that.
that's definitely my goal. Yeah, like I was trying, even with the videos and everything that I put together, I did all of that. Because I, have that media background and I love putting, editing and doing videos and doing certain things and things like that. So, it's in me. I can write, I can do the plays, I can act if I want to.
Mhm.
Um, and I can dance as well. I haven't danced in so long, but I can definitely do that as well. So
Yeah.
those are some things that, sometimes we put certain things down, so God can work on other things and push us into different areas in our life. And, so I'm excited. I know that He's dusting some things off in me and He wants me to push forward with that because of where He's taken me, and He's getting me used to speaking again and, doing this, because I'm like, I would have never really did all of this. I don't even want to, even when I get on the stage, I'm like, you saw I had all them presenters up there because I was like, I stay in the background. I like to be in the background,
Yeah.
and God, I'm this. I called you to do this for a reason. So, and I called you out to the front, even though you don't want to be in the front. And I know I feel like I'm good. I stay in the back. Let me run the stuff from the back. But
Yeah.
no, God has so much in store for me and for you. I can't wait. Please make sure that's taped on Sunday because I definitely want to see you dance.
I
And
will. I
yeah, that
will.
is.
I have my daughter. She danced with me the last time.
He
And you're
did.
right. It's an art. Yeah. Because you met my daughter. So she danced with me. It was like, it brought joy to me because that's, it's an expression of art, but that I hold dear to that because I know that is my ministry, the dance. And when I say God, the anointing through the expression, I just say, I give all glory to God. So I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm actually gonna send you some other dances. Like I performed a lot. I did,
Yeah,
and then
please send that to me so I can see it.
I am, and I encourage you. When we get off, you turn on the music and you just dance. You move. Let the Holy Spirit move through you. Like I'm telling you, just dance.
If I do, and the funny thing is, you said that is that I stopped dancing because I started doing other things. But
Mhm.
my daughter ended up being a part of the dance ministry in the church. Years later. So just looking at her dancing, that made me smile and like, wow, I was there, and it's to the same church. I was doing that, and look, years later, she started doing it. And we're no longer in Connecticut, so I know that that's something that she likes to do. So I definitely would love to see her prosper in that if that is God's will, because we
Yeah.
want so many things for our children. But if that's what God wants her to do, I definitely would love to see her because she's really good at dancing as well.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got some talking to do, so definitely after this. Um, yeah. So if you can do one thing different in your life, what would it be?
Um, if I could do one thing different, my gosh, that would be different. Man, you know what? Because I always look back and I said, how I am, who I am today, what I went through shaped me. But I think what would I done different is at a young age is believed in myself earlier.
Yeah.
Because other people believed in me. They saw something in me that I didn't see yet, right? And because they saw that, I always doubted or second guessed. And I always use really, really, so my self-esteem was low. So I think what I would have done was really lift myself up
Mm.
when I was at that age.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done different because I wouldn't be what we say be indecisive of things, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
kind of trickles in your adulthood, you know,
It does.
it does, right? So I'm telling you, I'm no longer have that's not consistent or um a major impact in my life now. But that's one thing that I could have done differently is just believe in myself more when others saw what I saw.
Mhm.
I mean,
My
go
sister
deep.
said. My sister said. My sister said, "Oh, you will be dancing at the next Black People Rock. I bet you Shay is gonna snatch you and your daughter. I know my little sister."
Listen, I will be. Listen, I don't mind. I'm confident in dancing. She's not gonna have me singing. I'm gonna be trained with singing. I'm not gonna embarrass myself now,
Yeah.
but I'm a dance. I will dance, and she asked me to. I will.
And what have you learned over your lifetime that you would like to share with the younger generation that's coming up and that's gonna, the next Kai Small and the next Tashaya's and the next whoever, like what do you have to share with them?
Um, what I would have to share, and because I have a daughter, she's 11, and
Hmm.
since she was younger, I focused and I said from the age from 0 to 7, that is an important milestone, the developmental stage, where you have to build this healthy self-esteem, right?
Hmm.
So I've learned that I have to pour life, speak life into that group at that age early on, because that right there is like the gateway of how they are going to perceive themselves
Right.
at the older stage of their life, right? So speaking life, so and also letting them know not to feel validated, not to wait on letting others validate you.
Absolutely.
It starts from you. So when you wake up, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can, I am, I will. God has made me in his image, right? He has formed me. So there's a reason why I'm worthy. I am here.
Mhm.
So that when they're in school, there's like, I can do this, right? So speaking life into yourself and your situation. Because believe at that age, 11 and younger, are they're smart. They're thinking, their mind processing right now is advanced, right? So we have to encourage the younger generation, like you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are loved, and not to only
Yeah.
wait for others to say it, but say it to them to themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just an
Yeah.
added bonus when someone else says it to them.
Yeah.
And when they tell them, say, thank you, I receive that. I appreciate that. So that is what I've learned, because I went through that. And that is my testimony. I'm not sad, but when you are name called or shame, that is not your identity, right?
Mhm.
But you got to go through and you learn from it and you build yourself up. So that's what I would tell the younger generation. Don't
Yeah.
give up. You are worthy. You are beautiful.
Yeah.
Speak life.
Yeah.
There's power in the tongue, right? And
Yeah.
there's certain situation environments that they cannot control, but you got to
Hmm.
speak and keep your head up. And that's what I would encourage them. And keep God, like, go to God. That's the other thing I would say too. Like, listen, if no one else is hearing you, pray. It doesn't have to be a long prayer. And I'm teaching my daughter that. Seek God in the good times, the bad times. And God, help me. It could be simple as that. God, I need you.
Hmm.
God,
That's
hear
it.
me. Right? And one thing I'm learning, even as an adult, is our narrative is changed from God to our Father. Father, it becomes personal to Shea.
Yeah.
Father, I need
That's
you.
it. Hmm.
Father, help me.
Yep.
Right? So that's what I would encourage. Encouragement. Encourage yourself.
That's good right there. That's that's just good right there. That's good stuff. Yeah, because I think that our generation, we're getting it, but that younger generation, we have to pull them
Hmm.
up. We have to encourage them, and I think that we sometimes we get wrapped up in our own stuff, and we could say, "Oh, that generation coming up, they a hot mess. They are this, they are that." But are we going back to help them?
Right.
Are we going to pour into them? If you see a young man doing something he don't have no business doing, or a young woman doing something she had no business doing, should we judge them or should we love on them? You know, And I know sometimes you can't talk to them sometimes because they come at you and you don't know whether you want to say this or say that to them because you know they have attitudes and they're probably looking at you like, who you think you're talking to? But I
Right.
think um, if we love on them and we show them that there's more to life than what they're doing, and we
Mhm.
take that time to really care, because that's all they're looking for is someone to care and
Yes.
to point them in the right direction. So what you said is amazing. Like, you are beautiful, you matter, you can do this, and
Mhm.
talk to your father. He'll get you through anything that it is that you need. That's all you got to do. Father, speak to the father, and I bet you he's gonna come
Mhm.
through for you.
Yes.
This younger generation, they need us to make it so that they
Yeah.
can make it. And they need us to come and pull them up and push them into greater. Somebody pushed us into greater, and we
Right.
need to push them into greater. I'm kind of tired of losing our younger generation
Mhm.
either to violence or to the jail cell
Yeah.
or mental illness and things like that. So, once we do what we need to do and we work in our stuff, make sure we're going back and helping someone else pull them up and push them into their stuff and what it is that they're called to do and get their purpose out. So that's been a goal of mine, is to reach back out
Mhm.
to our young people and see what it is that they need and
Mhm.
what can we do to help them, you
Yes.
know?
And you said it so true when you said you got to love on them. And I think what we got to do even further and remind ourselves that when we love, we have to, because sometimes, no matter how or where they're from, they can have a guard. So we have to build a connection. We got to go back and connect with them. That is essential. Connect, right? So if we want to correct, because the younger generation is, when I say they're strategic and they are mouthy in their words, and you're like, remember, we come from the generation where we couldn't speak, right? So you get that pop in the mouth, but
Uh,
they're very like, I don't like that you did this. They're very expressive, and that is fine. And I think too is they some are not open for us to correct them. So before we correct them, I was into a sermon, which is so true. Before we correct them, get to know them so that we can connect with them. And once we connect with them, that's when we can correct them with love.
that's good. That's good.
Right?
We're so busy trying to correct them and we haven't even connected with them. That is so good. That's so good. I love that. Yeah, because we're judging them, telling
Yes.
them what they need to do, but we
Mm-hmm.
don't even know the backstory. We don't even know why they acting out. We don't
Right.
know what they deal with at home. We don't even know if they have a home.
Right.
And we just don't know what's going on with them. So before we try to correct them, let's connect with them so
Mm-hmm.
that when we do correct them, they know it's coming in love.
Yes.
That's
I had to
that's
have
so
I had to have that understanding because we talk about business, but in my 9 to 5, I had over 10 years I've worked in the social service field. So I'm a certified parent educator as well as I've a mental health worker. So I've worked with at-risk youths, and
mm,
we always have to explore the underlying root, right? And as adults, we're like, the child was so perfect. I don't know what happened, but something can trigger, right? And the roughest, toughest one, you just have to meet them where they're at. If they're at the
mm,
stool, you got to sit down with them at that stool and be like, what's up? What's wrong? Speak their language. Be like, listen, you're going through this. This is temporary. But what can you do to get yourself better? Right? Everybody
mm.
blaming each other. But what can you do
Yep,
to turn this situation around?
that's it.
Right? So they have that mindset, but we always have to have that reflective question so that they can explore and they can think and they can problem solve. Because we're not only speaking to them, but we're helping our generation by building and teaching them. We can't have the mindset of stopping, whoa, this younger generation, boy, woo, I ain't gonna try. But we have to try, right? Because
My God.
the generation is attached to our youth, our
Mm-hmm.
own. So that's there too, right? We can't get mad if our child is in the same environment as that other child, because we are a community, and we have to be able to connect with them, right? But also teach our own on how to connect, correct, and show compassion. We have to be the example and teach those life skills to our children, so that when they go out and speak to someone at their age, they know how to speak life into that child as well. And they become that accountability for that person, for that child. Be like, wow. And that's where inspiration comes from. That's where that motivation, right? That's where that prevents that child. Like, because that child, I picked on that person, but because that child showed me compassion and love, I remembered that and I changed my ways. And we've
Yeah.
all had that story when we were growing up. And somebody else
Mm-hmm.
had that story and told us that same story when we were a child.
Yep.
So that's that generational. We got to think about the generational impact,
Yep.
right? So, yeah.
That's, that's good. That's good stuff right there. And I pray that somebody picks up on that. And that just helped me. Listen, before we correct, let's try to connect with them so that when
Yeah.
we correct them, they know it's coming out of love. And
Yes.
we're not judging them and saying, oh, this generation, they do this, they do that. There's a story behind it. They
Yeah.
dealt with something. Something happened. Let's try to figure it out. You know, not everybody is lost. Oh, nope, you can't do nothing with them. Somebody can do something with them because God did something with you.
Yes.
Because you weren't always together. God did it for you. So why he can't do it for them?
Right.
When you were a teenager before,
Yes.
you know, so you may not have done what they did and you may have got away with it, but and they stuff is out in the open, but we
Mm-hmm.
gotta have compassion. We gotta love on them.
Yeah.
So they know that people are there. We have a lot of work to do in our community. We have a lot of work to do with our youth. And we can't give up on them
Mm-mm.
because they are the future.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I love that. Truly good. What are you most grateful for?
I am most grateful for my life. I am grateful for my life because I'm learning. When I wake up every day, Tashaya, I'm grateful for another day. It could be as simple as that. Like, girl, that's just general. But when I tell you, my story, that I have to
Mhm.
be grateful for my life.
Yeah.
The Jeremiah 29 verse 11.
Mhm.
Like, there's a story behind that for me. So every day I wake up and I say, thank you, God. I am here because I didn't have to be. My story would have been unwritten.
Yeah.
So it's being written, and even to this day. So I'm grateful for my life, and then I thank God for. I gotta give all my praises to God. I do, because He has showed me that He's a waymaker. I've seen so many miracles, not only for me but for others, and that's how I can really, if we say evangelize, or just like be a witness and say God is real, right? And put business aside. I'm all about kingdom building, Tashaya. So I
Yeah.
am grateful for the strength and just the commitment um
Hmm.
of the purpose. I'm grateful that I'm finally like, no more questions, because we started this off with me questioning, what am I here for, at a young age, right? So I'm grateful that I know what God has want me to do, and me being
Yeah.
obedient. And in that, I give praise every day. But not only every day, Tashaya, every second.
Yeah. You
As I'm
have to.
breathing, I say thank you, right?
Mhm.
And I just gotta give God praise for that. So I'm grateful for my life. I am, because I'm a
Absolutely.
testimony.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. What does support mean to you?
Support. Support for me, um, if I can say physically, I start off with the physical support. It's just saying, Kai, I need you to correct yourself. I need you to look better, right? In a sense of, Kai, you got us to make sure that you're doing good with your health, right? So someone telling me to make sure I'm focusing on my well-being. When it comes to the spiritual support is so important for me. Um, because I've been focusing on when I'm not able to pray because I've had that journey in those years, I
Uh-huh.
realize the support of people praying for you, right? So in that spiritual aspect,
Mhm.
that matters to me. That when I can't even pray, somebody is praying for me. So that's support, right? Emotional support is just being with me. I've learned that being with is important. And that goes back to, if I can relate it to a parent and child, right? When you're being with your child, not just giving them the things, but just being within their feelings, in their emotions, that's the enough support. So if I could say in
Mhm.
my adulthood, if you're just being with me at the moment, we don't even have to speak, but just us being each other's presence, that's enough for me to share. That's what
Yeah.
support looks like. Support,
Mhm.
we had Black People Rock, right? I had my sisters, like,
Yeah.
and my spiritual mother. Like, the support wasn't there. The support was in the car of speaking life and encouraging, and I'm like, my gosh, like that brought me to tears, right? Building you up. It's not the physical, the materialistic things, Shaya. It's what you can do to edify me.
That's good.
That is a support. That genuinely, that's what I genuinely hold on to.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's it with that.
Girl, that's good. That's good. That support. Just a lot of things support means a lot of things to different
Hmm.
people.
Yes.
But I just said the edifying, the support was when in the car speaking life into me, and that's that's truly amazing, and I'm grateful that you said that. Because that's definitely support, just being there in that moment. I don't
Mhm.
need 1,000 people to support me, but if I got a good solid five, I'm good.
Yeah.
People in my corner that's loving on me, that's praying for me, that's truly rocking with me, that's you know, taking care of my name when I'm not in the room, and that's just, that's support.
Hmm.
You don't have to spend money to support me, but if you do, awesome. If you don't, and I know you praying and you caring about me, you checking on me, things like that. That's support as well.
Hmm.
You sharing what I'm doing, that's support as well. Support doesn't always involve money,
Hmm.
but and I think people get that confused. But when you got true people in your life that love on you, that rock with you, that's there for you, no matter what, love you regardless of your flaws or anything, that's the support right there. People in your corner, when you good and when you bad. You
Yes.
know, that's the support that I'm always looking for. You know, People that can let me know when I'm right and then when I'm wrong, but still's right there in my corner and rooting for me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
yeah, I think a lot of people do think support is just money, but it's not. I take genuine support over money any day.
Hmm.
I would. I
Yes.
really would. Yeah. Girl, do we got any upcoming projects or anything that we should look out with you?
I do. I do have some upcoming projects for both of the brands that will be announced for Mom Table Talk. It will be announced in October.
Okay.
Um, I I'm excited for that. Like it's a whole nother. It's just a surprise. And for 2023, so
Hmm.
Tashea, you will know about that. So that will be another special announcement. So I'm gonna connect with you and make sure you block that date out. But once that is announced, you will
Okay.
know.
Okay,
Um,
awesome.
and for my Kai Speaks brand, I am pivoting and just wanting to just open what I do and build my clientele because and helping people build their content, branding. I do believe like as a brand storyteller, like you can be real on social media, and I'm an example of showcasing who you are and how you do it, and just really connecting with your audience authentically. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
I'm excited to connect with other people with my brand. And I'm continuing working for my Sow Your Seeds parenting. Some exciting things that are coming up.
Mhm.
Um, I don't say I don't announce things, but it's just that when it happens, you be like, whoa. It's just like, it's like for your birthday and you be like, boom, I'm here. So it's
Mhm.
just building up. And when it arrives, people will know. So that's what I'm working on. I'm excited for both things.
And where can everyone find what's your website is or your website or your email? People can connect with you with Mom Table Talk,
Mhm.
and for Kai Speaks for your branding and everything.
Yeah, so for Mom Table Talk, we're currently working on the website. But if you want to stay connected, have any questions or reach out to us, you can email at info at momtabletalk.org. And for Kai Speaks, you can email me at info at kaispeaks.com and follow me on my platform on Instagram. And Instagram, I am Kai Speaks. It's a mixture of, the as a content coach, brand storyteller, but as well as still providing my encouragement and quotes. So, and a little bit of art, dance to Shaya, and
Absolutely.
Kaiesha Small on Facebook as well.
Yep. Yes. So I'll put that as well. And that's Kaisha is on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, Kaiesha on Facebook is just Kaiesha Small because I have to go to a professional setting for Facebook. And then for Instagram, it's I am Kai Speak. Oh, but I did want to add two to Shaya for the Kai Speaks. I am going to do a brunch and branding. That is
Okay.
going to be I know I have a lot of things in October, but I want to start the first one, brunch and branding in Connecticut.
Okay.
So that I will, if those who are following you or follow me, I'll give you the information too. But yeah,
Okay.
so brunch and branding is all about we just have a day or even 3 hours and we strategize on your brand because I've been building my personal brand since 2012, right? And but authentically, and just the purpose is just to stay true to who you are and not steer away from what others want you to be, right? So we're going to talk
Mhm.
about strategy, building, and how to stay consistent, committed, and not have any doubt or feeling like pressure that you have to be someone that you're not, to present yourself on social media. So I am going to have that brunch and branding in October.
Awesome. That's amazing. So definitely send that to me. And then when I do the shows on Monday nights, I'll definitely advertise it on there so
Okay.
that they'll be able to find out more information about that.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Absolutely. Anything. That's what we're here for, to support and help one another, push one another. So anything that I can do to help support and extend your business, I'm here for that. Anything that you need, resources, or you need a connection, or you need to speak with someone, absolutely. I said that when I thanked all of the honorees for that as well. Like, whatever you guys need, and if I can be of any of assistance to you, please let me know. I know a lot of people do say that, like, whatever you need, and then when it comes to it, it's like
Yeah.
they ain't nowhere to be found, or they don't want to share certain things. And like we said in the beginning,
Yeah.
why not share certain things? Why not share your connections? Why not share what you've learned? Why not share, things with other people that are even in the same industry, or just sharing information for someone that wants to start a business or ministry, whatever it is that they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we so scared to connect, and why are we so scared to give information out? Because like we said in the beginning, what's for you is for you. So whatever God has for you, can't
Yeah.
nobody take that away from you.
No.
So a lot of times people will inbox me or they'll email me, can you share that, what you did, or who did that for you? Absolutely. Here's the website. Absolutely. Here's
Right.
their number. Here's their email. Here's their website. Go to them and get whatever it is that you need. Why? Because it's not going to stop what God is doing in my life, because
I
I shared
agree.
information with you. And I
Right.
think sometimes we get that confused, and we think that, I'm not sharing this with this person, and I'm working with this girl. Share the stuff,
Just
because
share.
even if they share it, and even if they do get somewhere before you, guess what? You went in too. We all have to get to where we're going to get to at the appointed time.
Yes.
Everybody is not going to get there at the same time, but we're all have our own appointed time that God has for us. So
Mhm.
I love connecting. I love sharing information. If you need anything, absolutely. You need help with something, absolutely. If I can do it, definitely. And I
Right.
think sometimes I get flustered sometimes when, people like, I asked this person for help, I asked that person for help, and they didn't want to give it to me. And I'm like, y'all don't even know you sowing a seed when you giving that person information. You
Right.
don't even know what they're doing. Because sowing seeds ain't even just about money either.
Right.
But I planted something to that person, and that person needed something. So I planted that in them, and I gave that to them. And if they get to where they need to get to because I planted that seed, then I did my job and God is pleased.
Good job. Exactly. I agree. I agree. I'm
So
here for
yeah,
you. I'll support you in what you do. I love what you do, and I thank God, and I pray that you continue to have people around you that will build you and support you, and that will comfort and protect you as you
yeah,
continue to grow, because we do, like, you are on top, you're a leader, you also need somebody to cover and guide you and just be there with you through any process,
yeah,
because it's your baby, it's your vision. You also need to
yeah,
make sure that you continue to pray that God will send you with people who understand your vision without you even uttering a word, right? So, that, and I'm here for you. I believe in collaboration, connection, and networking.
absolutely,
And you have made a way for others, and you're just highlighting and continue to do what you're doing, and
yeah,
we're rocking here with you too.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm here. Like, I love what I do. It took me a minute to embrace it because I was like, Lord, you want me to do what? You
Mhm.
want me to honor people? What? And black people at that? Are we difficult? Sometimes, some people, but I'm just like, no, I don't want to do all that. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And I want you to go bigger. And now he wants me to go to different states and do this. And I was nervous as heck doing that,
Mm-hmm.
but he prepared me in Connecticut for the first 5 years to do it there. And he said,
Yeah.
"You can do it. You can do it. I'm putting this in your hands to do it. I see you going all around the world, honoring different people, doing things that you've been doing already in Connecticut. I already prepped you. You already got your bumps and bruises out the way. You already know what to expect now, and I'm excited. At first, I wasn't too happy,
Yeah.
but I'm being obedient to what he's called me to be because I was like, I'm comfortable just doing Connecticut, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the problem. He had to make me uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I need you to go bigger, go bigger. And
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, like you want me to do what? Just
Yeah.
so I'm excited. I'm excited to honor so many more people. There's so many dope people, so many black people out here doing their thing. And even at Black People Rock Honors this year, I was just going around the people, and I was like, I want to see you on the stage next year. I didn't know half of them. I was like, I want to see you on the stage next year. Are you gonna be on the stage next year? And one person said, well, I don't have a business, and I said, well, no. I said, are you black? And the person said, yes. I said, well, you rock. You're right. It's not about a business. It's not about that. It's about us uplifting one another, unity, community. And it's not about you have to have a business to walk that stage. But do you wake up every morning? Are you doing what God has called you to do? You have purpose in you, then you deserve to be on that stage. So, just walking by and speaking life and just saying, I want to see you on that stage next year. And letting them know I see you. I see you. I don't know you yet, but I see you. And that's what I did to you last year. I was like, I said, you're gonna be on that stage next year because I saw what you were doing and with mom table talk and everything. And I saw, we were friends on Facebook and I saw you doing a lot of things. And I said, she's so dope. And I was like, I definitely want to see her next year on Black People Rock. And I said, I would love to interview you. And look at us, we right here. And you told your story, and I'm glad people got to know who you were behind what you do.
Yes. I thank you for that. I thank you for giving me the space and this time. And I was there last year, and even for this year, Tashay, I feel like you leveled in a way of just the from the beginning, the presentation, you know, the presentations. It was just amazing. And even those who've honored in the past, honor me in speaking. I was like, this is beautiful. Like, this is beautiful. Every year we always want to elevate and just, shift, have a shift in things. And there is purpose even in the room because I was seated and I just want to they probably thought she was my daughter, and the younger one, the boy, they thought he was my son. I was like, no, I don't know them. But that's the thing about me. I'm a connect, and we talk about purpose. I speak life, right? And she was the barber, and when I saw, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. And I said, girl, do you know how you make people feel once they get out of your chair? I was like, you build confidence in them. So when you
Absolutely.
go on that stage, you own that stage. Like
You
it
sure
was,
did.
and I supposed to, and when she went on that stage, she's like, she walked. When she came off, she was my daughter. Like
Mhm.
I was like, I am so proud of you. First time meeting her, but that's just how I am, and I felt honored and blessed to sit next to her. Right?
And that's how we should embrace our people
Yeah,
all the time. Yes.
and she was
That's
young.
yeah.
Yes, you got this. So when you can see, like, you can be reserved and shy, but you see the impact, Tashaya, how when someone can just shift your mindset and encourage you, not only mentally, but just fill you up on the inside, that right
Absolutely.
there, it doesn't start at the stage. It starts where you're sitting,
Hmm.
and it continues when you leave.
Absolutely.
So I left
Because
Black, like people can say, I left Black People Rock feeling inspired, like even motivated, like I can't wait to be there. Right. And that's amazing.
yeah, yeah,
Connection. You meet new people, you collaborate, you come back,
hmm
and you sow into someone else. So I thank you for giving that
absolutely.
space and that platform.
Yeah.
I want to give you
And
your flowers for doing
oh,
that. Yeah, I'm
thank
giving
you
you
so
flowers,
much.
like, and let it
Thank
overflow.
you.
Like I'm telling you,
That's truly amazing.
yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, if you've never been to Black People Rock, make sure you are in the building next year. Because let me
Mhm.
tell you something, what God is truly doing next year. God is doing a 3-day weekend for Black People Rock. He said, go bigger. So for next year, we're having a skating party. We're going to have the honor ceremony. We're going to have the festival. It's going to be so amazing. God, I'm like already getting stuff together for next year. So if you have not been a part of Black People Rock, you definitely want to be in the building for next year. We are getting things together. I want to see some of my old honorees come back and be a part of that, especially the festival, because that is where we give back. So I haven't done the festival in about 2 years now, and I did the book bag drive. We gave away like over 500 book bags. We had vendors, we had performers, and we had a DJ. We had different things, but we're gonna change some stuff up around, and we want ministries to come together, and we want them to come out that day and just have an amazing time. We're gonna have some choirs, and we're gonna have some singing. We're gonna have it's gonna be an amazing time at the festival. It was called Good Vibes Only Festival, but I changed it to God Vibes Only because I'm telling you, it's gonna be an amazing time, and I
Amazing.
can't wait for next year for Black People Rock. This year was truly amazing, and I want to just highlight a couple of people because that day is just so busy for me. So I don't get to, next year I want to make sure I am interacting with everyone. I got to talk to passing by and talking to a few people, but I want to be able to sit down and talk to my people instead of being so busy. But I just want to shout out a couple of people, some highlights if you were not there this year. Here's some of our honorees from this year. We have the beautiful Miss Kim Gibbs. She looked truly amazing. And
Beautiful.
Candace Donaldson. Oh my goodness, this girl, she is so amazing. Every year she's asking me, what do I need? She was an honoree this year, and she was still asking me, did I need help? And I was like, absolutely not. You will be served. You will be celebrated this year. Miss Jacqueline Harris, Miss Jackie, she's such an amazing woman. I love her dearly. We went to the same church, and she's an amazing cook, and she's been a true inspiration, and just her spirit and her poise and her elegance. I love her. Uh,
Oh,
Paula,
oh.
Paula Williams. It was amazing to honor her, and I pulled her in last minute. That was the crazy part because um, I had all the honorees, and God had woke me up and said, I want you to honor Paula this year. And
God.
I said, no, I said, I'm going to honor her next year. He said, no, she's already healed. I want you to
Mm,
honor her this year.
my God.
Um, okay. You know why? Because she's going to be able to come back and tell her story for the next I'm a Survivor honoree. So I was just like, the way God does things is just truly amazing. He just wipes out all of our plans and does his own thing.
Yes.
Um, Nicole Matthews, she was an I'm a Survivor honoree. Truly amazing. We have Miss Tanisha Gabo, truly amazing woman of integrity.
Mm,
Another I'm a Survivor honoree, Miss Grace Clark.
mm,
Truly, she's a two-time cancer survivor. So yes, God is truly amazing. There's so
mm.
many people on this stage that have so many stories, and I want to be able to interview all of them so we can know what they've been through, and like I said, you see the glitz, you see the glam most walk across that stage, but you have no idea what it took to get to that place. Miss Cordia Reed, Miss
Yeah.
another woman of integrity, such a beautiful spirit, love her. Oh, Sanaya Young, one of our entrepreneurs on the rise. She's such a sweetheart. Yes, look at her.
Yes.
Ethan Ortiz, and his mom gave him his award, Ramona, and that was such a special moment for her to give her son his award. Truly amazing. I'm telling you, Black People Rock was so amazing this year. And just where we had it, I have such a great relationship with them, and I would, anytime we're in Connecticut, we're gonna have it there at the theater. That's where it's supposed to be. Look at Aaron.
Okay.
He was so funny. Did you remember he didn't want to come?
Did not.
He was so funny. Oh, it was so amazing. And
Yes.
Eric
Amazing.
Richardson, yes, he's so amazing. Them shoes,
He's
I'm telling
amazing.
you, he's an amazing young man, so respectful.
Yes.
Entrepreneur. Miss Shandine, love her truly. She's so amazing. Miss Community Leadership Award. She's doing so many things in the Stamford, Connecticut area and the New
Mhm.
York area. She is doing her thing with the youth and money management. She's truly amazing. And who else we got? Lorraine Gibbons. She's the Sheen CEO,
Yes.
or the director of the Sheen Center, and
Yeah.
she's been doing it for a long time in this community. And so it was an honor to serve her and to honor her this year. There go your girl.
Yes.
My yes, amazing. She looked truly amazing. You wouldn't even thought she was scared because you gave her that pep talk.
Yes. Yeah.
Jamaica Corbin, beautiful soul, virtuous woman.
Yeah.
Lasana Latrice, she's a 2019. Is Sana 2019? Sana is actually 2018 honoree. And she came back to pour back into the new virtuous woman. So I'm
Mhm.
so glad that she was able to extend her hand and
Yes.
give back on that end. Angela Sproul, what can I say about that woman? She's truly amazing. Such a sweetheart, woman of God, beautiful inside and out. Um, just an inspiration. Truly amazing. My brother Laquan Irby, who prayed. Um, thank you, God, for
Mhm.
instructing me to reach out to him. And he's been a true inspiration in my life. He's my brother. He's my friend. And I'm so grateful to him. And I'm so grateful for the vision that God has given him. I'm so grateful for him pouring into my life, into Black People Rock. He has said some things about Black People Rock and where it's going. And I truly, I stand on that. And I'm waiting for the manifestation of that. My girl Myra Smith, met her. We worked together, and she is an amazing woman. I'm so excited about her. She got the Purpose Driven Award,
Yeah.
and who's that?
Oh.
Yeah, Purpose Driven. Purpose Driven, Miss Kai Small. Yes, she looks amazing. And she got that dress from K Chic Boutique in Fairfield,
Mhm.
Connecticut from our girl
Yeah.
Kathleen Cat. So
Mhm.
make sure you go check her out in Fairfield. That dress is beautiful. Dress is
Thank
beautiful. Where
you.
you get those shoes from?
That was K Chic. I was styled from it was K Chic Boutique too. And listen, I
You
had
found
I think my glam squad like in my hair. That's my signature hairstyle from Studio J
Mhm.
from Keisha J. Yeah,
Yes.
that's my signature hair. And I'm telling you, my team, I love them. I love them so much.
My girl Raven. It was an honor to give her award. It was an honor to give everybody their award. Hers hit a little different because we grew up together. in the same church. So, we know what it's like sometimes. And I know what it's like to be overlooked. And, when it's your time, it's your time. And it was her time to shine. I'm so excited about where God is doing in her life and where he's bringing her. And she ain't
Mhm.
seen nothing yet. So to see her walk that stage was amazing. Um, Mr. Sebastian Corbin, amazing, 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 amazing. Man of excellence, truly amazing man of God. Wasn't she amazing?
Man, you had to be there. She was
The
amazing.
video doesn't even do justice. Like
Mhm.
just being in the room, hearing her,
Yes.
amazing. A teenager just playing like that. Can you imagine when she gets older?
My
Oh my
what?
God. I was listening to the video the other day and I was telling somebody, I was like, you had to be in the room. She was amazing.
You had to be
Truly
in.
amazing. And we got to honor her as well that this year. So she performed and she was honored as the entrepreneur on the rise. Yes, Andrea Williams. She wore that green dress.
Yes.
That's our go getter. Yes, her people came out and supported. Congratulations. Sharice, amazing, 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 amazing woman. I watch her on social media and she is truly inspiring. There go my girl Diana. Diana was honored last year with a Purpose Driven Award, and she came back to speak life into all of the Purpose Driven honorees this year. And she was truly amazing. And to capture that, her walking on stage like that was truly amazing. And there goes our girl Lily Ennis, Miss Lily. She was also
Yes.
purpose driven in 2019, and she came back to speak life as well
Mhm.
into the purpose driven, and she did an amazing job. And we love Lily.
Yeah.
Always got that knowledge, always keeping it real, 100, and she don't care. So she say whatever is on her mind, and we love her
Yeah.
for that. We have Kanaya.
Yes.
She was purpose driven, beautiful, beautiful, and she has definitely support her business. She's amazing. She does skincare and um, she does a lot of things. I'm gonna make sure that I put together. I want to put together like a honorary directory book or
Yes.
something on my website so that when people go on there and they click on
Mhm.
it, they can see what the other honorees do so that they can support them. Miss Ashley, she's
Yeah.
amazing. She's done my makeup a few times and now she's into skincare and
Yes.
she's truly, truly an amazing woman. So excited and proud of her and what she's doing. Cheyenne Valentine, go getter. Amazing, amazing. That's a beautiful dress.
Hmm.
Yes. I
Yes,
watched
it is.
Cheyenne grow up, watched her grow up. Tyra, beautiful. She was wearing that yellow dress and pregnant. So
Oh,
yes,
beautiful.
yes. Oh, that's my girl, Dawn. Beautiful, 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 beautiful spirit. So beautiful. And that's our girl Tanya Langley coming, always bringing the heat, always letting us know who we are, where we came from, and where we are going. She does not
Mhm.
play, and she knows who she are, where she's going, and where
Yeah.
she came from. So she always gives it back to us to do the same. And we have Miss Tempria Raw, are one of our other go-getters, New Haven. Joyce Walker, beautiful Joyce Walker hairstylist. We have Kiki Jones, beautiful, beautiful. Malaysia Johnson, one of our go-getters. Miss Kylie Roselle. We have Tyree Goose. We have Shalise McClure. Shalise McClure. I'm trying to remember everybody's name. We have Sade, beautiful, beautiful. We have Shayna, Rose, and we have Melissa Pearson. I think that is everybody. And hey, listen, I'm telling you, I was looking at some highlights for myself, and I was just like, that was one of my favorite pictures. Listen, now my
Yeah.
song's still standing, and that was a moment for me because y'all don't
Mm.
understand that I'm still standing after everything that I've been through, and I've been through it all. And I got a very big testimony, and when God releases me to tell it, I'm gonna tell it, and I ain't gonna be quiet about it.
Right.
But I'm
That's
still
right.
standing. I should not be here, and I'm still standing. Isaiah, I forgot him, Isaiah, and Dr. Steve Perry was there from the charter schools. He was there. We honored him with the Man of Integrity Award, and I was just excited to have him in the building. And I forgot to get a picture of Erica Alexander, Miss Pam from the Cosby Show, and Maxine Shaw from Living Single. She could not make
Right.
it. She was our Trailblazer honoree, and she sent us a beautiful video and inspiration, and she spoke some amazing words and spoke life into us, and it was truly what we needed to hear. And I'm excited about that. So listen, Black People Rock is doing some things, and we got some connections and some people that are part of Black People Rock, and I'm just excited about the future of it. And I'm
Yes.
excited to have people like you that are a part of the legacy of Black People Rock. So yeah, I said legacy of Black People Rock because it's going there. It's going there. And some, sometimes we take back from we dumb down what we're doing, and I've done that for so long. But when God is telling you this is where I'm bringing you, we should embrace that and know where we're going. So
Yes.
Black People Rock is going places. Black People Rock is going all around the world, and we're doing things, and I think we done honored over almost 500 people so far, and we're going to continue to keep going. So I'm just excited about the new honorees for Connecticut. I'm excited about the honorees in Atlanta. I'm excited
Yeah.
about the honorees in Baltimore. I'm excited about the honorees in Houston, Texas, and Los Angeles, and the other states that he's given me that's coming in like 2023, 2024, and beyond. And I'm excited about Connecticut next year because it's for 3 days. It's like a fest. It's like just like a 3 day takeover weekend, and we're about to
Yeah.
have an amazing time, and I can't wait for that. So, you have any shout outs, sis?
Yes, I love that. I'm excited for the 3 days too. I am. Shout out. Oh, we gotta do like the awards, right? I, I give an honor to God, head of my
That's
life.
it.
But I definitely would like to shout out my family, my parents, my husband, my children. You saw my daughter. Um, I have to give her the greatest shout out because she's like my assistant. When we talk about Lowe's, when I don't feel like doing it, she say, "Mom," she's my timekeeper. She said, "You got to get back. You got to get your work done." So she believes in Mom Table Talk, all of my brands. But she, at 11 years old, and even with I Am Kai Speaks, she said, "Mom, you need to copyright your stuff." 3 years she's been telling me. So she started at 9 years old telling me that. So I wanted to give her extra shout out and shout out my sisters, my brothers. Can't leave them out. My brothers and my sisters, and my spiritual mother, everyone, my friends, those who are connected to me right now, and those who believe in me. I'm shouting them out because there are people who I don't even know that are believing in me, and I just want to give them that highlight as well. Those who follow me, I thank you. So I just want to shout out them too.
Absolutely. And I met your sister, and what she's doing is so amazing with the women and the pads. She even connected with Miss Lorraine Gibbons of the Sheen Center. I saw the video. She tagged
Yeah.
me in the video. I was just like, look at the connections popping off, and us supporting one another and giving back and pouring into other people. That's just
Mhm.
truly amazing. That's what I want from Black People Rock. I want us to walk in there and leave with connections and get to
Yeah.
know other people, and like, hey, that's what you do. oh, I can push you and help your business. You can push me to help mine, or we
Yes.
can connect with each other. We can collab with one another, or we can just support one another. So
Yeah.
that's what I love that. And when I saw that video, it just made me smile. And even with
Mhm.
Paula Williams, who's a cancer survivor, she even had a whole article written up about her from Black People Rock Honors. So it's just things like that really makes my heart smile because it's,
Mhm.
I do say it's not about me because, and it is about you guys, and I'm me pushing you guys, and the assignment is to honor and give thanks to you guys and serve you guys and give you your flowers. But I'm just grateful that God is in the blessing business and God is truly allowing me to pour into others. But not only am I pouring into others, you guys are pouring into me because you guys are inspiring me to continue to keep going. Just
Yeah.
watching you, what you're doing, and the inspiration and the push and the
Mhm.
drive, and just the purpose behind what God has called you to do. So it inspires me and it pours into me to keep me going because there's some other people down the line that we got to pull up, and there's some
Right.
other people laying down that has to be honored and has to be spoken life into because there's a lot of people that walk that stage and don't even feel like they need to be walking that stage.
Right.
Like they do the who me. You talking about me, you trying to honor me. Yes, you. Yes, you sis.
Mhm.
Yes, you brother. You're supposed to be walking that stage. Yes, we're honoring you. And I salute you and I support you. And no
Yeah.
matter what, we got you. We got you. So
We got
I'm
you.
excited about what's going on with Black People Rock and what God has done
Yeah.
with Black People Rock. I'm just blessed. I'm truly blessed because I've came a long way from
Yeah.
when I first started to now. And they ain't seen nothing yet because God
Mhm.
got some more in store. I'm a
Right.
believer and I have the faith to know that He got some more in store. And He ain't even told me half of the stuff, but He give me little stuff as I go
Come
along.
on.
And he gonna blow my mind.
Come on.
He gonna
And you
blow
gotta
my
just
whole
what?
mind.
You just gotta be obedient, believe, and trust, and add on to your Mary Mary, prayers because you love Mary Mary. I just can't give up
Yes.
now. Let that be that's your other one too. I just can't give up now.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So
No
I'm excited.
distraction.
No distractions. No
No.
distractions. We got too much to do. We have too
Yeah.
much to do and too many lives to change to
Yeah.
be distracted
Hmm.
to be distracted with foolishness. There's too many people out there that need what we have. And so we have to continue on
Yeah.
because we are the piece to someone's missing puzzle.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we are. So we're helping putting other people back together. We're putting confidence back in people. We're pushing one another. And it starts with us. We have to have our stuff together so that when it comes for us to do help other people, we can help them get their stuff together. But we're doing it while our cup is filled up, not
Yeah.
from an empty place, but because we're filled up with so much and God has given us so much, we're able to pour it back into someone else.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
No
I'm so
distraction.
thankful for you sis for coming on tonight. I don't know about Mondays. I might have to switch to Thursdays.
Listen, I told you in the beginning, Thursdays is for me, it's creative Thursday, so it brings a juice. It's
Mhm.
just something. It is. Like if Thursday's a Thursday, you get that. Listen, I support
Yeah.
Thursday.
I think I might I don't know. If we do it every week or every other week, I
Right.
think I might do it maybe not every week, but every other week.
Yeah.
So I might cut this Monday out and then I might do next Monday.
Right.
Just to give, just so it's not, so we can like build up and get prepared and everything.
Mhm.
So I'm excited about that. Listen, I have a couple of more shout outs. Listen, if you have a business that you would like to promote, an event or a service you want to provide, or you want to do a giveaway, when we're here on Black People Rock Live series, please reach out to me at Tashea at blackpeoplerockhonors.com. You can send me your information. I would love for you to do a giveaway. I would love to promote your business or anything. And, we would love to put that on Black People Rock Live series and you come up here and talk about your business for 5 minutes, or we do a little quick interview with you and you can do a giveaway, or if you have a service coming up or something and you want to come on here, please let me know. We would love to have you on Black People Rock Live series. And here's another flyer. This is what we're doing next year for Black People Rock, the 2023 tour. In January, we'll be in Atlanta. April, will be in California. August, we will be in Connecticut. And then November, we will be in Houston, Texas. So definitely, right now, we are taking nominations for Atlanta. We have a few more openings for Atlanta. And then we're also taking nominations for Los Angeles, California. So if you know anyone in those areas, Atlanta and LA, you can go to blackpeoplerockhonors.com and you can go to the nomination page and you can submit. We are not taking nominations at this time for Connecticut and Houston, Texas. I will keep you updated when that is available for that. And y'all know you go to blackpeoplerockhonors.com and get you some apparel. We got the God is my brand. Y'all know y'all can always rock that. Fall is coming. It's time for hoodie season and the sweatsuits and the sweat, you know. So listen, go and support the apparel line. Candles are coming back soon. I will make an announcement when the candles come back. Yes, we're getting that back in store. But yes, Black People Rock Apparel. Please support God is my brand. We have the t-shirts. We have the other sweatshirts. We have our Black People Rock signature graffiti. So you can definitely get that. And listen, you can get your for the sweatshirts, you can get your arms cut out. You just have to make a special request for that. One of my favorites is just out here being obedient.
Love that.
So listen, that's one of my favorite shirts right there to rock. It's just out here being obedient because that's all we're trying to do. And here's another sweatshirt, another hoodie for Black People Rock. This is it's just the Black People Rock for me. Love that shirt. We have the other one, God Rocks with Me. So listen, God rocks with you. If he rock with you, go get that shirt. And I'm just excited about everything that Black People Rock, God is doing with Black People Rock. I have some announcements coming out later on that we're going to be doing, and it's going to be truly amazing. So I want you guys to stay tuned. If you would like to be a part of Black People Rock Live series and you want to interview with me, please reach out to me. You can either inbox me or you can send me a message to my email, which is Tashaya at blackpeoplerockhonors.com. And you can go there. And I'm telling you, I'm just excited. Thank you so much. That is the website below. And we are ending this. I had such a great time with you, sis. You are so dope. God is truly amazing. He is definitely shining a light on you. And I'm just excited to see what's next in your life. I'm excited to see what God is going to do with you. And I can't wait to connect with you. I can't wait for whatever it is that God wants us to do together. I am so open and I can't wait for that as well. But I'm excited for you. And I'm excited for everything that you are doing. And I'm glad that you have the faith to keep going. I'm glad that you ain't scared and you ain't letting nothing stop you. And whatever it is that God tells you to do, you go for that thing, sis. So I'm excited for you.
I received that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of Black People Rock Live series. You can catch us here on Mondays. I'm your girl, Kaiesha Small. I am the CEO of Black People Rock. I honor people for their work, achievements, and positive influence in and around the community. Not only do we have an honor ceremony, but we have a show where we showcase our Black people and just letting them know where they came from, where they started, where they going, giving some encouragement, just getting the backstory behind what we do. Like I said, you've seen the glitz, you've seen the glam, but do you know our story? Do you know why we started and why we keep going? So I would love to have you on the next show. Reach out to me. We have some openings coming up in October. So please let me know if you would like to be a part of the show. And I'll be reaching out to some people, and we do have some other people lined up for the rest of this month. I'm truly grateful and thankful. I cannot wait to see you next time for Black People Rock Live series. Be encouraged. Do not give up. Don't quit, because God is in the blessing business. Whatever it is that He has called you to do, I need you to do that thing, and I need you to do it with confidence. Be
Yes.
obedient to his word, because obedience is so better than sacrifice. Whatever it is that he's calling you to do, he has called you to do it because he trusts you to do it. So if
Mm,
he trusts you, do that thing and watch
mm,
what God does in your life, and God, watch how he opens the doors for you, for the
mm.
next and the next. Because remember, it's not for us sometimes, it's for somebody else. Somebody needs what we have to unlock the door to their blessing. So
Right.
listen, love you guys. Thank you, sis. I love you. I'll be connecting with you soon. And we love you guys. Have a great night. And thank you for tuning in with us while Black People Rock Live series is back. We love you, and we will see you next time.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Black excellence to me is just, to me it deals with spirit and soul, you know what I'm saying? It deals with like, you know, being able to exhaust, honestly. Sometimes the honesty is a little rough, but it's unapologetic, and it's something that you definitely feel. I think that is the centerpiece to me, to Black excellence, because, for the 20th century and surely probably into this century, a lot has been put on the value of man's mind, and the many achievements or inventions that man has done through study, through mental investigation, if you would, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot to be said about spirit, some things that you just can't define, that an equation won't have an answer for, that your intelligence will hit an eventual ceiling, and then you have to rely on your true instinct and your true spin, and on your spirit and on your intuition and your feeling. And I think intuition, spirit, and feeling is something that Black people thrive on. That's why we've survived here for so long, because of those things that are a lot of times they're intangible, something you can't really define or put words to, but it's a feeling. It's about faith. And I think that those things are like the nucleus of Black